Savvy Homeschooler Planner. So what are we looking at here right now? This picture is an actual picture that I took of my homeschool room. This is just 2 days ago, and I am now trying to get my room ready to plan for the rest of my school year. I haven't done a lot of lesson planning yet, but I just wanted to show it to you, kind of to give you like, this is what looks like when I have teenagers, and it's not as cluttered as it used to be when they were younger. It was much worse than this. Like, this is tame compared to what it used to be. But this is just views of the before pictures. So now I'm going to also take you, I'm going to pause this video to go and use my phone to take you what it looks like. So on Monday, so 2 days later, I went and I just decided I'm going to organize this so I can now plan my lessons for the rest of the school year, because having a clean schoolroom helps my mind become more focused and able to plan more carefully and without the dread of just not finding everything that I need. So yeah, just here's another view of the schoolroom. This is from upstairs. I'm up at the stairs looking down onto the schoolroom. So yeah, a lot of stuff in there. You see blankets in there. There were shoes. My desk was cluttered with all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so now I'm going to pause this and let you see what happened after I cleaned. Okay, so I am going to now take you through the after photos of what happened. So that was Saturday, that my room was pretty messy. Today is Monday, so it's been about a couple days. And what I first start to do when I'm cleaning is I put everything in a crate. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Hold on one second. Okay, so right here is a pile of stuff that were in my schoolroom. And I have like sort piles, and I'm still sorting through this. This bin here is things that I need to really look for and make sure that I'm gonna not throw it away. But these are like Goodwill stuff that I'm gonna end up or recycle. Okay, so now let's go to the schoolroom. Okay, so here is a quick view of the schoolroom after it's been cleaned. And I definitely like it much better. It helps my mind so much. And so what I did next was, after I took everything off the floors and off my desk, I very much cleared everything off. Took magic eraser, went over all the desks to make sure there was no markings on there. You know, some of my kids like to doodle on their desks, so I had to make sure that that was all cleaned. And then I took a vacuum and I just vacuumed everywhere, and I dusted. Oh my goodness, there's so much dust everywhere. I mean, it accumulates so fast. But I wanted to show you parts of the homeschool room that we have. So right here, I have a wall just for like the graduations that we've done. We have 2 university students and then high school right up there. And then let's see, another here. So over here, we have my printer and paper storage. And in here, I house all like school files for the kids. So if they have like their like school records, we can do that, keep that in there. And if you're thinking about any of this furniture here, I did not buy this brand new. A lot of this furniture is pre-owned. I get it at thrift store or Facebook Marketplace, and it's not that expensive really. The things that I have purchased was this lockers here that I've got for all the kids to place their school items for record keeping. And that was from IKEA. I don't know if IKEA still sells those. Okay, and then so we have another cabinet over here. This is a really useful tool case area that I have for like just various supplies that I need, and it's been wonderful. Everyone knows where to go if they need stuff in the homeschool room. Let's see, so right over here, let's go back over here. Yeah. So I did rearrange some of the stuff that was in here before. That's what I love to do when I'm doing my homeschool room, is I kind of want to rearrange. This desk was not here before, and I rearranged. I just got another desk. This was like $15 off Facebook, so nice. And then I got there's the locker here, and I just placed the locker here. This was upstairs in one of the boys' room, and I just brought it back down here. Okay, what else? Another thing that we do every school year is I take kids their school photos, and I just use my phone camera. Usually my niece has been kind enough to take photos, but this year last year I did it for myself. And so, yeah, and then I just have Walmart print them out. They're 11 by 14, and they have their name and their grade level. So it's kind of cool to have that every year. We get to see how much they've grown. And then there's a group photo with all of the kids that are still here in the homeschool room. So yes, this is the before and after. of what it looks like, and now I can really homeschool and plan and have a clear mind. And I just am so excited to know that now I don't have to worry about all that stress. You know, nothing is worse than having all this clutter, and then it clutters up my brain. So, oh, last but not least, if you don't have a homeschool logo, I highly encourage to have one of your kids write up a logo. We have a homeschool logo, but we also have a homeschool crest. But my son, he did both. This is the family crest, and it represents the Filipino-Irish. But I always think it's so cool. He had it printed onto a board there after he hand drew it. So I just think that when you customize and make things for your homeschool room and make it comfortable for your kids, it just makes learning fun. It makes planning easier and less cluttered. And I understand right now my kids are in the teens. So like I have a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, and soon to be 17-year-old. And so the clutter is not as bad as when they were young. So when they are young, my homeschool room was not, it was harder to keep upkeep, because I didn't really pay attention to keeping it clean as much as how much I really wanted to make sure they got everything they needed. So messes were plentiful during the younger years, so don't be discouraged. I do try to maintain once a week where we try to clean up the schoolroom. But I want to show you another part of the schoolroom that we use. So here is like our library reading nook that I have separated into from our living room area. And then this here, you'll see like little kitchen stuff. I have nieces and grandchildren that come, and so I put that there. But then over here in this corner, these are books that we are currently reading. And even though it's summer, these are the things that, this is the shelf for books that we are currently reading. Last but not least, I'm gonna take you here. This is, if you guys have art, you can have an art wall in your house, and it's so wonderful. Like these are things that kids have done, like clay. We used to do a lot of painting here at the house, but yeah, it is just a fun thing to do when you are homeschooling. There's so many things to do. So thanks so much for watching. I hope to hear from you guys to see what are inspirational for you to have your own homeschool space.